All right. Hey, today on McRib and Me, I've got Claire Kelly.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the
Thanks for
show.
having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show. She's an artist here in Nashville, and she tells me she's had a McRib.
Years, many moons ago.
It's been a long time.
It's true.
So we're going to find out about how she remembers the McRib, and we're also going to find a whole bunch about her career and her music. But I think first things first, we might want to just jump into that tasting. Are you up for that?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, cool. All right, so let me get that.
Starting off with a bang. I like it.
That's right. We don't waste any time here on McRib and Me, right? So there's a McRib, and I think
Okay.
it's only appropriate that you kind of open it and show the camera the
Sure,
reveal,
of
right?
course.
So
It's like a Food Network show.
yeah, right?
Woo.
McRib.
There we are.
All right, so
Okay. This
So-
does look messy.
yeah, I'm gonna go with first. I'm gonna say, what's your first impressions? Just looking at the sandwich. Tell me what you see and what you think you remember and you love.
Sure. The smell feels familiar to me. I feel like that McRib smell, that barbecue sauce and
Yeah, right?
everything. It looks like a messy sandwich. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm feeling a little nervous to eat this on camera right now.
But you know, everybody knows we're on McRib and Me, and
It's true.
it's perfectly appropriate to get a little messy.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a get your hands dirty sandwich.
It seems like it. Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to know, or do you just want me to take a bite? Or
I
what's
think you
the
should go for a
process?
bite, and then let's see what you think.
Okay, sounds good. Here goes nothing. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What was your first reaction on that bite? I mean, what stood out the most?
The flavor. It's a pretty good flavor. This is a good sandwich.
It's a dang good sandwich. That's right. We were trying to make a whole show about
I mean,
this
so good you had to
sandwich.
make a show about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. It tastes nostalgic to me. I think I had these when I was young. It must be.
I love that, and that is really part of the whole thing for me and the show, and
Yeah.
the guests have.
I feel like it must been like adventure day with like dad drive-through kind of thing, where it was like we're getting something special today, because it came in and out, right?
Yeah,
It was.
yes.
It wasn't always there.
No, it's not a permanent menu item.
Right.
And it doesn't even really have a season. Kind of like Shamrock Shake, right? Always comes out in the spring at the same time.
Absolutely.
The McRib's more elusive. It seems to come out every year or so, but it has had gaps where it hasn't.
Yeah.
But it's elusive. We never know when.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's fun. Makes it exciting.
Well, that's not the issue. I'm just running out of ways to say I miss you.
So we've tried the McRib.
Yes.
Let's hear a little bit about your music and your career. What do you tell us about your musical journey?
Absolutely. So I moved down. I grew up northwest of Chicago,
Okay.
and I went to school up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And
What
then,
town in northwest Chicago?
Cary, Illinois. And I moved down to Nashville in 2016.
Okay.
And it was just kind of the mental leap to start pursuing music full time. And I've just been writing and learning how to be an independent musician here ever since. So it's been pretty cool.
Were you doing music before you came to Nashville, then up there?
Just on the side.
Yeah.
No, I did like a good year of corporate America, tried that out,
Yeah.
like played gigs at night until 2 a.m. And then I was like, I think I could spend 40 hours a week just doing music.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I came
And you
down
just
here to
made
do.
the leap.
Yeah, pretty much, which is wild. And I'm kind of doing the songwriting game here in town, and then I'm also taking the songs, recording them, and like going on the road during the summertime, and yeah, playing a bunch of gigs and shows.
When you gig, do you go solo, or do you have a band or support as musicians
I
to go
typically
with?
tour solo. I sometimes bring another side person to play with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
And you are writing is your thing, songwriting.
The songwriting. That's the love. That's the true love.
That's the love. So do you write for others as well?
Yes, I do write for others as well as myself.
How do you feel about writing a song and then giving it away?
It's interesting. I think it depends on where it starts. It is like if you bring an idea that's very personal to you and somebody else wants to take it and make it their own, there is like a little moment of, oh, like, am I sure that I want to give that away?
Yeah.
But then if you hear somebody sing your song out in the world somewhere or put it out or record it, that's like a whole different kind of exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
can
that's
imagine.
cool. Yeah.
And you know, as a writer, when you're writing those songs, do you feel like some things maybe you've written are personal to you, but they don't fit you as an artist? Does that ever happen?
Definitely, yes. Because I write a lot, I think it's always a trick to find which songs fit together. It's like project to project. I feel like there's the genre is like fluent. I think everybody these days is like 3 genres in one to describe their sound.
Yeah.
And so you could always make a different record with those different styles. And so for me, it's like finding the pockets that work at a time. Or if there's songs that are like maybe in a different personal or emotional state, like they might be saved for a later project. You just never know where to put them. Yeah.
What artists out there do you admire as songwriters?
I love Brandi Carlile right now. I really love what she's doing. Lori McKenna's like the dream career.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal, absolutely. Someone who's just like writing these country hits and then getting to perform her own stuff and sell at the Ryman whenever she wants.
Yeah.
And that's ideal.
That's a pretty good gig.
Pretty good gig. And yeah, so those are my favorites right now. But I also love like Bruce Springsteen, and I love like Jim Croce and Jackson Browne, like those old 70s songwriters too.
Yeah. I've heard you've done some sync licensing deals and things. Tell me about some of that stuff, some of the placements or things you've worked on there.
Sure, absolutely. I feel like that was my first like this can happen, like dreams are coming true moment when I got my first song on TV. Like that was a super cool moment. It was through a co-write, and it was a song that probably took a good 1.5 years to come to life. And then like we got an email the day before it was going to be on ABC Network, like on the Grey's Anatomy spinoff show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
like Station 19. It was super cool. And so I got the email and I was like, okay. And then I told my whole world about it. And the next day I'm watching it, and it doesn't air until the last 3 minutes of the episode. I'm panicking the entire time. I was like, I told everyone to watch, like this isn't gonna happen, everything's fine. And it was like that sweet spot at the last minute, so that was cool.
Awesome. That's an incredible story. That had to be amazing to see your songs out in the big public, right?
Absolutely.
Like that, yeah.
Which is super cool.
All right, so you've got a record out right now?
Yes, I do. My first full-length album.
Okay, what's that called?
It's called The Scenic Route.
The Scenic Route, and where can people hear that?
They can hear it anywhere you can stream music. I guess the best place to go is my website, clairekellymusic.com, but it's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that jazz, so
Awesome.
it's available.
So tell me about that record. When did you complete that, and how many songs, those kinds of things?
Yeah, that was, it was completed over the pandemic, so that was a pandemic album.
Okay.
And I recorded it with my friends, South for Winter, who I also
They've been on the show, yeah.
They've had some McRib and Me experience,
Yes, they
which
have,
is great.
yes.
They're good friends of mine, and Nick Stone of South for Winter, he produced the record. And the songs are all stories of being on the road, just like the adventures and like the weird detours that happen that end up being the best stories.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of how it came to life.
Cool. And over what period of time did you write those? During the pandemic, or you wrote them maybe then, but they're thoughts of what time in your life?
Yeah, it was probably that year of heavy traveling before the pandemic, which I'm very grateful to have gotten in.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple pandemic songs that snuck up on the record too. So as we were all going through that.
Do you find, is it tough as a songwriter to be vulnerable, or do you find it's a release to kind of let yourself be vulnerable?
I don't know how, I guess I can't speak for all songwriters, but I feel like it always starts as therapy. Like it's our own discovery of emotions and figuring out how we feel about certain things. Like that's where the first songs start, you know?
Yeah.
So the vulnerability feels so important to me. I really strive to keep that a part of my music. Even when you're trying to like write a little more commercially or trying to, get the songs that are good for this, if it doesn't feel like something, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. Got to have the truth. Got to have the truth involved, I think.
Plus, I think then as an audience, enjoying music, we want to connect. And I think it's easy as a fan of music to connect to vulnerabilities that you may have that you might find that an artist like yourself is exposing in their song. And that's what makes it something memorable and impactful for people in the moment. And it's got to be an amazing feeling for you to throw those things out there and hear stories back from maybe your fans too about what a song might have done for them that you wrote.
Totally. That's
do you have
the
some
best
stories
feeling.
like that?
Yeah. And I keep finding that the more personally I write, like the details of my world, that's what comes back and resonates. And you kind of think about it in the moment, and you're like, well, nobody's going to get this because this is the only thing that my dad does or my mom does, these things. But those are the things that stir up emotions for other people, and that's so beautiful. It just means we're more connected than we think.
Yeah, it is. That's very, very true, and I love that. Well, are you going to perform for me tonight on McRib and Me?
I would be honored to perform for you on McRib and Me.
All right.
Sounds like a great time.
We're going to set that up here, so give a
Perfect.
second.
everybody. My name's Claire Kelly. I'm here on McRib and Me, and I'm going to play a song for you off of the new record, The Scenic Route. This is called Dandelion Wine. I'm watching the sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. It's starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing. Just sitting out rocking on that old porch swing. 'Cause I found me something that tastes like springtime. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. And all my life I've known some things you can't control. You can make plans, but they'll change on a dime. So pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. Well, preachers and dreamers, they both believe in the patterns and powers that we can't quite see. You can spend your life guessing or look for signs. Just sit back and sip on that dandelion wine. Oh, all my life I've known some things you can't control. You can make plans, but they'll change most of the time. So pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. Whoa, whoa. No, you can make plans, but they'll change on a dime. So pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. Pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. It's not the table for one. It's not the single.
So tell me, I hear you've got a bluebird story.
I do. I have a couple of bluebird stories,
Oh,
but the most recent one is probably my favorite. That's another amazing place to play. The magic in that room is just unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this summer I entered one of my songs, a newer one of mine that hasn't been recorded yet, called Tapestry, in their Bluebird Golden Pick songwriting contest, and
Yeah.
I won, and I got
You
to
won?
play. Yeah, which is super cool. I won this guitar that I
Really?
played today.
No kidding.
Yeah, how cool.
That's amazing, because I'm just saying that the Bluebird has a huge reputation for having some of the greatest songwriters in the world, and if you're over there winning awards, we've got some greatness on the show. I mean, not only is the McRib a great sandwich, we've got some greatness right here with Claire Kelly. So,
Amazing. So cool.
and I think in one of the breaks you were mentioning a little bit about, not only you you got to try the McRib tonight, but you've got some McDonald's stories.
Oh, I do have one in particular, and
Okay.
when I heard about this thing, I was like, this might be a good time to tell this story.
All right, let's hear it.
So I tour a lot. I'm on the road a lot, and I was playing a show down in Atlanta area. I think maybe north of Atlanta, Woodstock, Georgia. And I was with my cajon player. His name's Kirby. He goes by T. Lee Newman. And he and I got to Atlanta. We got stuck in traffic. We got to the gig like just on time. Like played for 3 hours. Like did the thing. We're dancing with the kids. Like had a ball with all the people there. It was a good show.
Yeah.
But we had not thought about dinner at all. Like we just went like 5 hours without eating at all. We're like got to the end of the gig. We're packed at the car and we're just like famished.
Yeah.
And so we get out and we just see the Golden Arches and we roll on up to the drive-thru, and it's late, but I think I ordered a McChicken. That was
Yeah.
the go-to. And then Kirby ordered a burger and he ordered fries. And we get to the window to pay, and I immediately regret not ordering fries too. Like I was like,
yeah, I can only imagine.
Right, you know?
You got to have them.
And so we pay for our meal, and then we get to the next window, and they hand us a bag of food, and I do the check. You know, you
Yeah.
can do the check to make sure you got what you ordered.
Yep.
And I looked down, and I was like, I think we're missing a small fry, to the guy at the window, and he's like, oh, I'll check. And he's like, no, you only ordered one. And I just stared at him, and I was like, I could have sworn that we ordered two. And he was just like, real fine, yeah, I'll give you another fry. And we just drove off, and we were cackling. And we were like, we got a free McDonald's French fry.
Yes, that's a huge win.
It was a huge win.
And,
yeah.
you know, I know a lot of artists on the show. McDonald's can be a pretty big staple on the road.
It's what's open late. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, like you said, those Golden Arches, they resonate. It's like you just got done with that show, we get some
Right.
grub, and it's time to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, man, I've had a ball having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Remind
It's been
everybody
pretty
here,
cool.
Claire Kelly, where can we find you on Instagram and all those things? Tell everybody.
Absolutely. You can find my stuff at Claire Kelly Music. So that's the Instagram handle, that's the website, and that's all the stuff on Spotify is under Claire Kelly.
Right on. Well, I know you guys are all going to go check it out. I know I'm going to keep checking out more from Claire Kelly. What's next for Claire Kelly?
Just starting to plan 2022. We're going to see where the shows are taking us. Just starting to plan some tour dates, and thinking about getting back in the studio as well. So
Right on.
more music to make, you know. Just
I love that.
keep on trucking along.
I'll be listening. We've had so much fun. You're an amazing performer. You're an amazing songwriter.
you.
And we'll see you hopefully on another episode of McRib and Me.
Absolutely.
Are you
It's
game
an
to
amazing
come back?
sandwich. Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely.
High fives on
I'm gonna
that.
bring a Shamrock Shake next time.
Hey, all right. I'm
March.
down with
That's
that.
the plan.
All right. For McRib and Me, I'm Ron, and this is Claire Kelly.
Take care.
Watching the sunset on Tennessee Hills.